Alright guys, it's been a long time since I've uploaded, but here it is. This is the Cubot Power, a massive battery phone with the Helio P23 processor, and this is the full unboxing and quick review of the Cubot Power, so be sure to enjoy. Alright, let's get down to the unboxing of the Cubot Power. First, let's look at the back of the box, and this is an MTK Helio P23 processor, 6GB of RAM, 128GB of ROM, fingerprint sensor, 6-inch screen, FDD LTE, rear camera of 20 megapixels, as well as a 6,000 mAh battery. So this is definitely shaping up to be a pretty decent device, especially on par with the Ulefone Power and the Verni X. So let's take this apart and look at what we have inside. And here we have the Cubot Power packaged quite nicely. And ooh, this feels kind of big. So let's put this aside and look at what else we have inside the box. And inside we open it up and we have fairly nicely packaged stuff with, individual boxes. I gotta say that these icons here look a little bit tacky because they're kind of big, but that's just a design decision. So here we have a USB-C cable. And then we also have a European charger. Very nice. Here we have a SIM popper, your manufacturer information, as well as a Phoenix test lab with EU type certificate, which I'm not sure how good that is, but here we have an EU declaration of conformity. So I don't know how much that means to you guys, and let me know in the comments down below. And then we also have a compliance regulation and also a quick start guide. It looks like Cubot is actually starting to make their accessories a little bit better, so stuff doesn't look as cheap and Chinese. And here we also have a TPU case. Unfortunately, this one is cheap and Chinese, but they have included a TPU case nevertheless. Let's put all this aside and look at the phone itself. All right, let's take some stickers off here. So first we'll take this off. And then we'll take this off. Okay. Now, first impressions, this is a big phone. Well, okay, so it feels big and heavy, but it's not actually insanely large. It feels thick, and it is, because it does have a 6,000 mAh battery, so this thing is at least 1 centimeter or close to 1 centimeter thick. But this is to be expected considering you have a 6,000 mAh battery inside the Cubot Power. It definitely feels like plastic on the back, and as you can see, it picks up fingerprints very quickly. You can see how dirty it is already, and so there's stuff like that to consider. It's not a metal back or a rubber or even glass. It's plastic, and it's glossy plastic at that, which is not the best feeling of materials. It is curved nicely, so you can hold it fairly easily in your hand, even though it is thick, and it's really not. Like, it's pretty tall also, which is typical of 18:9 display phones. So my first impressions of the build quality here are that they are not the best. Cubot has definitely made better feeling phones than this, but this will, it'll pass muster if barely at that. Let's look at the rest of the phone. Here we have a fingerprint sensor that is indented, and then we also have a dual camera. Oh, actually, no, that's not dual camera. That is a single camera, and then you have your flash, and that is, that protrudes from the body a tiny bit, but it's really not that big of an issue. And then if you look at the sides, here you have a nice metal band that keeps the entire phone together. But this, I think it's steel, because that's what makes this phone kind of heavy, combined with the 6,000 mAh battery, which is why I had such an impression, like I thought it was so big when I first took it out of the box. So there's that. And there's also a pre-installed screen protector, and it's not very well pre-installed. You can see that there are some bubbles that are there, so I will probably take it off at some point. And yeah, so let's turn this phone on and see what we got. Wow, okay, so I just set up the Cubot Power, and these are probably the most positive first impressions I've had in a very, very long time, because Cubot has really done an amazing job with the launcher here. So look at how fast it is, and it even has Google Now to the left, and it's good. I mean, okay, it's not too fast, but it's pretty fast. Once it loads, it's good. And then you're accessing the app drawer, it's good. You even have a nice little bounce effect. Here, watch that. See how it bounces very nicely. So, it's fast, it's good. Launching apps as well is actually not too bad, which I'm very surprised. And yeah, so very, very good first impressions for the Cubot Power, because it is stock Android, completely stock. Even the launcher is, it's not completely stock, because stock Android doesn't have this nice little swipe to the left, which I love a lot. And I really wish more companies did that with their cell phones. And you know what, Cubot, props to you. You did a great job. You know, launcher here is great, software is great, and we'll look at the other parts of the phone now. So this is a very good LCD display. It's not the brightest. That's the first thing I noticed. It's not very bright. So if you look at it in sunlight, it's not gonna, blow you away. But the color saturation in this is actually incredibly good. As you can see, there's nice greens, nice blues, and it looks very, very good. It also has some nice saturation in the colors. The fall colors in this picture look very good. And again, here it looks very crisp and nice. And yeah, I just really like the display. And to be honest, when I first turned it on, I was very, very impressed with the display because of how good it looks. So yeah, I really have no complaints here for the display. Obviously, these are just first impressions, so I will have more to talk about later. But my first impressions of this display are that they are very, very good. And touch response is also stellar. Absolutely no issue here. So audio here is surprisingly bad. I'll let you listen to it for yourself to see what it sounds like, but I was not impressed and actually a little bit disappointed too.
Colonel, look at that!
Well, here we go again.
Alright, so that was a quick unboxing and review of the Cubot Power. Very, very good first impressions. I'm very impressed, especially with the software and the screen of this Cubot Power. Software is fast, it's responsive. Launching apps doesn't take too long either. The screen, when you look at it for the first time, you're like, whoa, that's a good screen, right? It's not gonna be way better than AMOLED, but it's definitely one of the better LCD screens you can get here. And of course, you have that 6,000 milliamp hour battery, so battery life probably should be very, very good. Again, we'll have to see just in case it is not, but it most likely will be. So be sure to stay tuned for my full review of the Cubot Power. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about this phone, whether it can contend with other phones in the price range like the Verni X or the Ulefone Power 3 or even the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the little notification bell to make sure you're notified of the latest video when it pops up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.